All right, Monday trade recap. Um, I don't feel like I need to do these anymore, but I'm just gonna be quick with it. Just like solidify my reasoning. Um, so basically, I just watched Justin Werland's little trade recap thing, and it's pretty simple, but we swept this low, right? And then we started consolidating or whatever, but we ended up putting an SMT in at the same time. So when we sweep at a low and put in an SMT, you want to look to, go to the upside. So low swept, SMT put in, you want to see the, change in the state, which would be like right here. And then yeah, you look for higher. We had London highs and Asia highs up here, but we had these gaps right here that I expected to be inverse, but I wasn't confident yet that they would be until market open happens, right? Market open opens right here and not very clean delivery, but we go up, we go back down, we put in another SMT, and Q is the stronger pair, and we immediately get a flip like this. So this is where I took my first entry, stops at the bottom right there, and TP would have been right there. Looking looking at ES, right? So we do the same thing on ES. We flip this gap. Obviously it is more bearish because this is what swept out the liquidity down here. But we ended up coming into this gap and then we like got one of those like smaller Diddy candles down. Um, and it just looked really bearish on ES, and I just didn't like how it looked. We weren't really usually with this displacement right here, we should immediately go to our target, or at least this break even point. But we didn't, so I ended up, getting out for a little bit of profit. I got out at like -6 ticks, but then as soon as I press exit, it jumped to like 28 ticks or something. So I ended up like making 60 on the day, but that's really nothing in the grand scheme of things. Um, and what do we do after that, right? So yes, we ended up taking that high, putting on break even anyways, put in an SMT at this high now, and then we go back down. We put in an SMT at this low now. So just SMTs on SMTs. And do I think the draw is higher? Yes, but it's just realize that conditions are probably lower probability. Um, News at 10 a.m. too. But we do have an SMT here, SMT at the highs. We flip this gap. I was pretty confident that we would go to at least this high, but at the same time, when we do go to this high, or if we just end up chopping around before news, I didn't really want to risk that. News ended up going straight to the draw to London highs. We left Asia highs, and then what do? We retrace, we flip this gap, um, and yeah, we flipped that gap. I took this on paper actually, just because. The draw was hit. We're in not very good probable conditions. There's no SMT at the top, but still, I just wasn't confident in it, and yeah, I ended up would have gotten stopped out if I took that. We come down all the way down here. We put in an SMT again with this low, and then we get a flip out of that. Trade could have looked something like this, taking it to Asia highs, and yeah, not a bad trade, but then again, I just realized market conditions were not favorable, so I ended up not trading. But yeah, that's it.